This is my intro. This is my intro.
Reload.
Oh no, my boat fell inside.
Hey, little girl.
Hello? Someone in there?
Yeah, it's me, Pennywise.
Girl, why are you at the sewer?
Do you want your boat?
Yeah, I want my boat.
Come get it.
No. Bye. What's up, my Navajos? It's Alexa. Welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you guys guessed it correctly. Today's video is based off of the movie It. The reboot just released this week, so I thought it would be great to launch this video at the same time that they launched the movie. So you guys know how people say that Halloween is like the only day in the year that everyone can dress slutty? Well, today is one of those examples. So I'm not really replicating his look, I'm just making it 10 times cuter, like as if Georgie wanted to turn into a girl now, and he wanted to look fierce as hell, and he wanted to stunt on all the basic Georgies out there. That's what I'm doing. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, because I will be posting like 8 more DIY Halloween costumes, so you really don't want to miss out on that. And on that note, let's get on to this tutorial. For this tutorial, you will need some yellow material. I doubled my material, so I ended up using 3.5 yards, but if you decide to do 1 layer, then all you need is 1.5 yards. A hoodie for reference, some scissors, a pen, a little clear button, but this is optional and I totally did not end up using this, 6 yellow buttons, a needle and thread, a ruler, and some pins that I forgot to film. Start off by folding your material in half. So just a reminder, I am doubling my fabric, so if you guys decide to do 1 layer, there are going to be some things that you only need to do once. Place the center of your hoodie on the fold and trace around it. This jacket was super oversized, so I ended up removing a couple inches off the bottom and on the side. Once you're happy with your pattern, cut it out. For the front, you will be using your back piece as a pattern, so fold your material again and trace around your back piece as close as you can to the edge. I like to do this only because I like to save on material. Place the mark at the top and the bottom where your center back is. Also drop your front neckline about 1 inch. Mark 1 inch away from the center back mark and draw a line down the center. Adjust the material so that the fold falls on that center line and cut this out. Separate your front pieces and fold them down the center. Sew a straight stitch along the bottom of your back and your front pieces. Invert your front pieces and align the shoulders to the shoulders of the back piece. You want to work on 1 layer at a time, making sure the right sides are kissing for each shoulder. Repeat the same process to the other side. For my sleeve, I cut a piece that was 22 by 21 inches, with the 22-inch side being the length down my sleeve. I then folded it in half and kind of eyeballed the sleeve opening by placing my arm down to see if I was happy with the width. I ended up taking 3 to 4 inches from the bottom for the wrist opening, and then I connected that point down to the other corner. After you cut the sleeves out, sew a straight stitch at the very bottom. Next, take your body piece and align the bottom seams of the front and the back piece so that the side seams meet. Line up your armhole opening to the top of the side, also where your shoulder seam is, and mark the width. Repeat to the other shoulder seam. You will do this 4 times, twice for each side seam. Sew a straight stitch in between the 2 mark points. Invert your body piece and fold it in half to find the center back. Your body piece will look a little confusing at first, but it will eventually start to take shape after you flatten down the seams. Layer 4 pieces of fabric, or 2 if you're not doubling like I am, and mark at the very bottom of the material with the width of the center front to the center back. Draw a straight line connecting the 2 points. Place the base of the hood on the line and trace. I wanted to make sure my hood was pretty big, so I added a little bit more room when I was tracing it. After you've cut these pieces out, place them together so that the right sides are kissing and sew along the curve of the hood. Invert one hood, place it inside of the other, and sew a straight stitch along the front. After you've sewn the pieces together, invert the hood. At this point, you can add a top stitch along the front if you want. Fold your body piece in half again to find the center back and mark it with pins. Then you can stuff your hood inside of the body piece. PS, the body piece should still be inside out with the wrong sides facing out. Align the center back of the body with the center hood seam and pin along the edge. Then you can sew this down with a straight stitch. Invert your jacket through one of the armholes. You also want to turn your sleeves right side out if you haven't done so already. Feed your sleeve through the armhole on the right side of the jacket and sew the edges together. Hem the sleeve opening to finish off your sleeve. For the skirt, I cut a rectangle that was 38.5 inches wide and 34 inches long. Fold your material in half so that the length becomes 17 inches. Sew all along the edge, leaving a 4-inch gap so you can invert it later. Close up the gap and add a top stitch around the whole thing. To fit your skirt, wrap it around your waist and let it naturally create a slit opening at the very bottom. Mark 2 points on the outer flap for your buttons. Make sure you make the same exact marks on the inside flap as well. The inside flap is where you sew your buttons and the outer flap is where you will make your buttonholes. So I still haven't used my buttonhole sewing foot yet, and I think that's maybe because I'm too lazy, so instead of trying to learn how to use it, I just made a small rectangle using a tiny zigzag stitch. I also added a third button on the outer flap after the second buttonhole. This is totally non-functional and it's only there for the looks. To finish off your jacket, add the remainder 3 buttons to one side. Ta-da! Here's the finished look! And did I really come outside because the lighting is better? Yes, I did. If horror movies had a fashion show, I would totally be in it. Got my SS Lexi and my deflated balloon because my science project to fill it with wannabe helium totally failed. Looks like I have a pet balloon. Now it's time to go to a scary park. Cue the creepy music. So that concludes my Georgie costume. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, I really like when you guys connect with me on social media, so if you guys want to do so, all my socials are at thenavarose and like whatever. So did my wannabe Australian accent leak out right now? And if you guys watch the movie, old and new, let me know which one you guys like better because I love talking about horror movies. It's like my favorite thing. That's all for this video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!